This is my baby. You guys know her, you love her. Such a highly requested video, and I don't know why I'm just now getting around to doing it. But hey, we're here, I'm happy. So let's hop straight in. I have a Tesla Model Y 2023 baby with a white interior, and I'm going to finally show you guys to her because, yeah, I don't even know where to start. Why am I nervous? Okay. Yeah, so this is the larger model. If you guys are familiar with Tesla, then you know that this is kind of like the SUV version of the Tesla Model 3. So she's kind of tall, she's got some height to her, and I have 3 rows of seats. I've got 2 in the front, 3 in the back, and then 2 in the very, very back. Then I've got trunk space and front space. Obviously, I'm not carrying around any kids or anything, but I've got my baby Daco. But he prefers to sit in the front seat with me. So it's pretty spacious. It can hold a lot of my friends at once, which is really good because, you know, she's a licensed driver and the designated driver most of the time. I have no crazy things like on the outside, no like rim or wheel changes. However, I do have a nice window tint. My mom is literally sitting in the passenger seat right now. I don't even think you guys can see, but she's sitting in the passenger seat right now, like as I film this video, because why would I be in a garage by myself? Hello? Anyways, no exterior mods except for tint and wrap. If you guys remember my Model 3, you know I had pink brake calipers, but I didn't do all the extra stuff when I got my Y. I was just keeping it real simple because I was a little like bittersweet because I was a little butthurt because I like literally had to get rid of my first car. So yeah, I didn't do all the extra stuff. Just really simple. We got our tint and we got our wrap, because if you literally have a Tesla, then you know that these cars are literally so see-through. Anybody can see through your car from a mile away. So that was the first thing that I got rid of, because as a young female driver, is that safe? No. So yeah, I got some tint. Please don't ask me what percent, because again, I'm just a girl. And then my wrap is actually, I believe it's cherry blossom. I always shout out the people who did my wrap because they are absolutely amazing and the sweetest. And they also did my tint too. So check out their Instagram and see what else they do. And now we are hopping inside the inside of my Tessie Bay. She's quite gorgeous. Like I said in the beginning, I have the white interior with 3 rows of seating. So I made sure to get accessories that were on theme with like my clean, minimalist, and light colors. We'll actually talk about that a little bit later, but let's get into the star of the show of all Tesla cars, which is this gigantic monitor in the middle of the front seat. This bad boy will become your best friend. It has so many features that the average car does not have, and I really think that that adds on to like the quality of owning a Tesla. My personal favorite feature are the cameras. They're so clear and HD, and they're also just super helpful. Like they pop up on the right and left side of the car, like when you turn on the blinkers, when you're backing up, and you can even press the button at the bottom to just open them when you're driving if you need like, you know, a better view. And I really think that that ties into like how safe Teslas are for beginner drivers, because as a beginner driver, you have to learn how to look at everything around you, and I feel like these cameras were a big help when I was first learning. Now you can see me playing around with like the music and the Bluetooth settings, which sadly we do not have like Apple CarPlay on Teslas, which I would love an update, but you can link your Apple Music, which I think is absolutely so cool. You really want to use this front monitor to see everything that's wrong and right with your car. With Teslas, it's quite important to do your software updates because they usually add cool new features or fix like little bugs and glitches in the system. Obviously the bugs and glitches aren't anything crazy, but sometimes Tesla finds a way to make something work better. And you can actually see at the top of my screen, I have like the little icon and it's yellow, and it means that I need to update my car. Sometimes I forget to do it, and I don't have it on automatically, so that's something I have to do. But the settings on this bad boy are absolutely amazing and so interchangeable. And on this tablet, you can actually change how your brakes work for your car. You guys know Teslas brake automatically, like as soon as you lift your foot up off the gas. There's like 2 other settings that you can play around with how your brakes work in your car too, which is so cool. I feel like it's just so customizable. I love to play around with my brightness. Here you see I'm checking my tire pressure. The safety settings are also like, they go back to my first notion of how safe Teslas are. I actually have the settings on mine to record when they just sense I think, like close by interaction with another car, which is super helpful in case you get into an accident, which I'm not hoping that any of you guys get into accidents, but you can practically control everything in your car just from this little touch screen. Now let's get into the storage. We have 2 cup holders in the middle, and then there's a cup holder on each side. And the same for the back, actually. The storage in this car is kind of crazy. You do get a good amount of it, but it is a little discombobulated. So I actually ended up buying this storage tray off of Amazon. This little Tesla charging port station was also an Amazon purchase. It's very easy to install. And the same with the cup holders. I got the little rubber cup holders because I was spilling drinks in my car, my first car. Now, it's going a little bit better because I have those cup holders. But one thing I will say about owning a Tesla, though, it's super easy to accessorize. I have no idea why. Like, even this little armrest looks like it's a part of my car. All the accessories that I have for my Tesla look like they're a part of my car, and I really just appreciate that to keep the sleek, clean movement going on. So the lighting in the car is actually pretty good. You get a really nice amount of natural lighting. That's really why I went for like the white seats, because I knew that it would reflect. But even at night, there's a good amount of lighting that's generated from like this at the top on the sides, because it obviously can't go at the top directly in the center because of the sunroof. The doors are like one of my favorite features. Again, they're just so sleek and minimal. It's so good. A lot of people were concerned about like the electric door handles. There is a spare like little handle that is manual. It's not very electric, and it's hidden underneath like the buttons you use for the windows. So if you guys were a little worrisome about that, there's your solution. But I've never had to use those. So alrighty, and we're back to the monitor. Fun fact, Teslas have their own like built-in like Siri or Alexa. It's the funniest thing ever. You can ask it to like navigate you to places or ask it to play certain songs. And also, fun fact, you can use your steering wheel as like a controller for the monitor on some stuff. Not all the stuff, but like the easy stuff, like opening the glove box or turning on the lights. And the final feature that I will talk about on this dang monitor is the navigation system. It's not Apple Maps, it's not Google Maps, it's definitely Tesla's own navigation system. I just like it because it makes it super easy to navigate to chargers, and it also will calculate miles for you and how long it'll take to charge, percentages. It's super helpful when like navigating like long trips and stuff too. And another common asked question was shifting gears, because there's no buttons or anything. You just use like the little switch thing that you would normally use for like the windshield wipers, but there's 2, one on each side, and one of them is to switch the gears in the car. The next thing I want to do to my car, like if I want to get another mod, I definitely want to add some like ambient lighting on the inside, because I think that is so hot and just screams like hottie. So yeah, in this video, I am also going to be talking about like a few things that I wish I knew when I got my car, and also answering a few questions that you guys have been asking me about my car. I guess we should start off with gas. Gas is not that crazy, guys. It's just like, well, I guess it's not necessarily gas, but it's really not that crazy, guys. It's the same thing as driving a gas car. You just have to charge instead of like putting gas in your car. So I have a long range battery. I can go for about 300-ish miles before I have to charge again. And to be honest, I never charge when I'm at 5% or less than. I typically charge when I'm at 20. So when I'm going to charge, I literally still have miles. I just decide to be responsible and charge so that I'm not like waiting until I'm down to my last few miles. But I charge, it's literally as frequently as you drive. Like if you drive a lot, then you're going to be charging a lot. But it's the same like with gas. Like if you drive a lot, you're going to be getting gas. So that's that. It doesn't really take a lot of money to charge. I actually think it's pretty cheap to charge. I spend about $15 to $20 every time I'm charging, but you can also just go at like awkward hours in the day and you can get like cheaper rates when you charge, which I think is so cool. Because sometimes I like to go out in the middle of the night and charge like with my friends and stuff. It's like an activity to do, and then I only have to pay like $10, like, So that's pretty much that. You can choose between a long range and a short range battery or a regular battery. I went for the long range because I'm like, okay, bigger car, go big or go home. I wish you guys could see me in this parking garage right now, literally standing in front of my tripod and my pink car with a mic by myself in the middle of the day. It's kind of giving psychopath, but we do it for the content. I'm gonna go grab my phone so I can answer the rest of the questions about my car though. Okay, shout out to everybody who asked me questions on my Instagram story. You guys are the absolute best. Does the pink fade easily? So this is actually a wrap, guys, which I'm sure most of you know, but wraps I actually recommend whether you do like a really flamboyant color like this or not, because it actually protects the paint on your car. So do your research. I think they're actually really good to get, and it also is just really fun. Like, I don't know, you should do it. You guys, we're young, and as long as you guys don't get a license plate that's like extremely crazy and like identifiable, nobody's really gonna know that it's you, unless you live in a small town, which thank God I live in LA, and I know a lot of people who drive pink Teslas, like the same exact color, the same exact model. It's crazy. You guys would never be able to tell that it's me out and about, which the tint also helps. So that's that. So this Tesla was my first car. Why did I choose a Tesla as my first car? I kind of just like electric vehicles. Like, I didn't really have a specific reason. I just know that I really like electric vehicles. I did my research on Tesla. They're pretty good. All cars have their, like, you know, their issues. There's no car that's 100% perfect, but I felt like for me and the driving that I do, I felt like a Tesla would be pretty cool. And one of my friends actually said that I drive Teslas like for their intended use. So Teslas go really fast, and I drive very responsibly. I don't really use autopilot. I don't really use like the assisted cruise control. I'm a very good Tesla driver. So I really just drive it. I think it fits my aesthetic. Like, all in all, like pink or not, I think Teslas in general fit my aesthetic, and I cannot wait for them to upgrade the Model Y or just upgrade their models in general, because I feel like in a few years I'm either going to get a Range Rover or like an updated Model Y or maybe a Model X. But yeah, one thing I will say about my car, guys, I have a sunroof, an extremely gigantic sunroof, which I'm sure you guys all know. But guys, when the sun is out, I am concerned for my life because it just gets so hot. I'm always keeping the air on. And one of my friends actually, because she burns very easily in the sun, who also drives a Tesla, she actually invested in like a sunroof cover type of thing. But I haven't really done that because I don't really want to mess up the aesthetic of my car, which nobody's really looking at the top of my car anyways. But still, I personally just keep one of those like hats in my car or sunglasses for when I drive. The tint also helps a little bit, but if you're not tinting your car, then it's kind of crazy. But yeah, that's one thing to be aware of. The sun will get in your car and will make your car get really, really hot. Your battery won't really be touched, but just know that if you are in that driver's seat, that passenger seat, literally anywhere sitting in the car in an actual seat, you are going to be hot because that sun will be smack on your forehead.